guys, welcome to the show. We've got a brand new deck for you this week. It's called Lady Moon. We're going to open it up and check it out. As usual, we're looking for good design ideas and seeing how they're based in the past and influences, and seeing what we can draw from those things to go into our own designs, make up our own decks. Okay? All right, let's get to it. This week we've got Lady Moon. It's a deck from Art of Play, and the designer's Kelly Thorn. So let's open this up. So it looks like a pretty cool deck. It's got some cool colors. It looks very different without the shiny packaging on it, because the blue in the background is a flat ink. These other pinks, very complementary to this gold foil embossed tuck box. This deck is from 2019, and I thought that I would find more information about it on the internet, but found very little information. Their ad copy says that Lady Moon is an archetype of the triple goddess and the divine feminine throughout the phases of her life. It's inspired by mythology of the sacred trinity, taking early Art Deco motifs for the design elements. So it does have some Art Deco styling, these swirls. So on the sides we've got a figure of a lady here. So that looks a little Art Deco to me, the figure. Looks like she's got a globe, a ball of some kind. LM, Lady Moon, and then the motif of the squares is repeated from the front there. Looks like it's the same figure. Funny how that embossing sometimes, depending on what it's reflecting, looks like it's dark hair or if it's golden hair. I like the little dots. It's classic, but it is also Art Deco, I believe. Could be wrong. Maybe we'll look into that. The bottom has Art of Play, produced and distributed by Art of Play, copyright 2019, Art of Play, designed by Kelly Thorn, made in the USA. Top of the tuck box has got these beautiful swirls. And as you can see, it says the maiden, the mother, the crone on that stamp. It's a very unique stamp. Look how huge it is. Very pretty. Alright, so this is the back of the tuck box. Also embossed. You can feel that. And it's got the gold foiling, the flat color of the blue ink on the tuck box, and this is probably what the card backs look like. We'll take a look at those because we're going to open it right up. Looks like we've got some moons, phases of the moon. Looks like we've got the sun shining. One side looks like it's kind of a darker sun. I wonder if that's an eclipse or not. Could be. Alright, let's open it, huh? Check it out. It's supposed to have a perforation here for your thumb. Last time we had an Art of Play, it didn't break so well. No, I had to cut it a little bit with a knife in order to get it to really open. I didn't want to... Such nice artwork, I didn't really want to rip it or anything. Alright, so the tuck box here, right on the flap, it's got this design. It's got the sun. You can't see it because there's a sticker. And now I am trying to pull the sticker off. Now you can see it. You can see that design. You see that sun with the clouds. Could be an artistic representation of the wind. It's pretty cool. I like it. So what do we got in here? Just a flat tuck box color. And we've got the backs. Metallic ink was used. It's got quite the shine. So a single color. No real little lines except for a few coming off the sun. It's a very elegant looking design. You got the phases of the moon. You got these swirls. I think it's the winds of change, or the wind. So I don't know, that might be a one-way design, but it's very subtle. It's different. The two suns are different, and you've got kind of a star pattern that if it's flipped upside down. I don't know that you'd really notice it that much, though. I suppose if there was a bunch of those and some of those were solid, those suns, I guess that would pop out. So that's a one-way design, ultimately. I love the little dotting. You can see the little dots. See if we can get a little closer. A star pattern there, but then here it's just darkness. And then here it's just adds a little bit of a different, they only went with the one color, but that adds a shade, a little bit of a difference. We've got this advertising card. This deck was designed by Kelly Thorn. Kind of a business card there. So it also has the metallic ink on the inside. And I'm seeing that these cards all seem to have metallic ink on some of these anyway. Here's the jokers. It's a two-way joker, but looks like it's the same to me. So you got the female figure sitting on the moon. Looks like she might have a little tail there. A little devil tail, perhaps. A little pointed tail. It's popping out. Oh, I see. Okay. Alright, so that one's coming from here. That one's coming from there. I see what's happening here. And then I guess she has horns, but it's got the little balls on the tops of them are reminiscent of like the jester's hat. Just as an illustration. Pretty neat the way they did the cloud. So she's got the night sky, and then she ends it by doing this like kind of a cloud symbol shape around it, but then continues the stars in a kind of a reverse around the Joker outside of it. It's kind of neat. It reminds me a little bit of a 60s kind of look, maybe from Bewitched or something, the TV show. So we have another advertising card. A deep blue advertising card. Art of play. It's got a unique spade there. Kind of losing the light here. All right, so these are fully custom pips. It's very traditional looking, but it's got an interesting shape to it. Traditional layouts. So there's our spades. Custom color. It's the deep blue color. You've got this kind of shell color. The diamond. It cuts in this way and that way and that way. It's not flattened on each side. Traditional layout. That's interesting. You got the blue. Traditional layout, but a very different club. Again, to me that looks like a kind of a 60s kind of style. I don't know if it's Art Deco or not, but it definitely harkens back to a different time of design. There's the heart. Comes swooping down to quite a point, and the tops are spread out from each other. Pretty nice looking. Our aces are all decorated, all four of them. So there's no. So the spade is not the most fancy one, they're all decorated fully, full large pips. Each one of them has a plant. 3 of them are flowers. I don't know if that's a flower or if it's a plant. Could be a flower. And then you've got the stars around. You got the radiating lines. Very nice. These look great. So then we got the face cards. The tuck box says, the maiden, the mother, and the crone. The crone is just an old lady. So the king is the crone. So here we've got the repeated from the tuck box is those squares. And she's using them here as a framing device around the entire thing, including the indices. And you'll notice there's not a repeated larger indices, like sometimes they'll do the indices and then they'll put another one. That's unnecessary here. The kings are all the old ladies, the crone. And although the design, the characters are basically in the same position, she's changed up a number of things. The inks and the colors. So they're all colored differently, but she's still using 3 colors. 1, 2, 3. No, 3 colors and the gold foil. So you could say that's 4 colors. Is that right? 4, and then the white card back. And then she's also changed up, the flowers. Well, they're all wearing hoods in this one, right? The hands are slightly different. So I was saying that the indices are very clear and you don't need an additional pip in here because there's a lot of stuff going on in the main design here, and then this is like gives us a break from all the intricacies, right? And so the characters stand out, the indices stand out, and it's very clear. That's perfect. That's great. This is super creative to use. Look at the gold is the skin color here. And then here this one's just the card back, which is pretty normal. That's the way most cards are. It's just the king, queen, and jack are all they don't color the face at all. The queen is the mother, and the mother here is pregnant. Let's see, one at a time, right? The spade. Little cheeky, you got a nipple there. That stands out. So we don't usually see that on cards. But you can see she's pregnant, so she's the mother. You see what she did here. The designer, you can see what the designer did, changing up the flower and the way the hands are all basically in the same place, but you change up the colors on basically, you see that the wavy hair, and she just changes up the color, and it really gives a different impact. Certainly, and then this one here, this first one's got flowers in her hair. That one's got different flowers, kind of like a wreath of flowers. Here we've got the jacks. This is the maiden. So I'd like to point out that the separation, how they blend the 2 figures together. They're all on a severe angle, and they're not so much blended together. I guess the hair binds them together, but the bodies aren't really interlocked with each other. And look at the long arms, you know. Sometimes they'll have a separation like that, you know, between, but this one doesn't even. It just kind of blends a shape. There's just a shape in there. But the shape also, the other side of the shape is, it's the inside of that arm, the breast, and the outside of the hand there. But it creates a shape. You know, you do a reverse and your mind can see the other thing. That one, it stands out, right? This shape is nice. This whole thing has got some beautiful shapes to it. Where the indices is that shape. The negative space. As well as the positive space. So yeah, this is a beautiful deck. These are about $18 on the Art of Play website. Still, other websites have them for $26. You can always buy a used deck or an open deck if you're trying to save money. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Come back next time. Like and subscribe. I appreciate you watching the video. Lady Moon. We'll see you next week. Bye now.